Manpreet Singh Gill, a Canadian citizen born in Quebec, Canada, has been living in Punjab for the past several years at the request of his elderly grandparents. Manpreet and his family had rented a flat in the apartment complex of Crosswind Flats in Shahid Bhagat Singh Nagar, Ludhiana. On the very night of March 2, 2013, Manpreet was awoken by the alarming screams of his wife at approximately 11:45 p.m. To his shock, there were several men and women in his house with guns. Some of these individuals have now been identified as Inspector Ramandeep Singh, Inspector Avtar Singh, and Inspector Sukhbir Singh, belonging to the Fatehgarh Sahib Police Department, which is a part of the Punjab Police. The police officers immediately collected all mobile phones and removed their batteries. They also collected the laptops and cameras. Present during this time were Manpreet Singh Gill, Amarjit Basra, Manpreet's wife, Gursahaj Gill, who was only 7 years old at the time, Manpreet's son, and his daughter Anjandeep Gill, again who was only 5 years old at the time. His elderly father, Daljit Gill, the children's nanny, Babu Kaur, and Ravinder Garwal, a family friend visiting from Canada. After the house was thoroughly searched and the police could not find anything, Manpreet was taken to another room by Inspector Ramandeep Singh and asked to provide 50 lakhs on the spot for his immediate release. When Manpreet said he did not have that kind of money on hand, he and Ravinder were asked to pack a few things and they would be taken for questioning. Now this will be shocking. Manpreet's family was held captive for the next 48 hours by members of the Fatehgarh Sahib Police in their own apartment. Not only are they held against their own will, but Manpreet's family was subjected to humiliation by the Fatehgarh Sahib Police as they did not allow any of the family members to go to the bathroom or even shower without one of the police officers present. During those long 48 hours for the family, Manpreet's son Gursahaj had an exam on March 4th, which unfortunately the officers did not allow him to attend. What should have been a day for celebration turned out to be a day of fear and sadness. On March 4th, it was also Manpreet's daughter, Anjandeep's 6th birthday. After many questions and crying from the kids as to where their father was, Manpreet's wife, Amarjit, pleaded with the police officers to help distract Anjandeep and to allow her to celebrate her birthday. The police officers were kind enough to get a cake. Here are some photographs of the police along with Manpreet's family celebrating Anjandeep's birthday. At 11 p.m. on March 4th, the police officers at the house were instructed by a senior officer to leave the house. At this point again, the officers threatened the family, as they did numerous times during their stay, that they were not allowed to contact any Canadian officials or seek help in this matter, or else the torture would get much worse for Manpreet, and that they would also take in Amarjit Basra and Manpreet's father and subject them to the same fate. Now to take you back to the beginning of March 2nd and to the beginning of Manpreet's nightmare. Manpreet was immediately subjected to torture that night. There are many witnesses to Manpreet's torture. What is more horrifying is the way one human can treat another. The torture suffered by Manpreet at the hands of the Fatehgarh Sahib Police was only done after they forcefully had removed all of his clothing. While naked, they forced him to do squats, then sat him on the ground and repeatedly hit him in the head with slippers. Being naked and hit with slippers was only the beginning of their inhumane torture. For Manpreet, till this day, he closes his eyes and can vividly see and feel the pain that he endured. His hands were tied behind his back, then two men spread his legs apart until his muscles tore. His hands were tied behind his back, and a rope was attached to his wrists. The rope was then attached to a pulley system, and he was lifted off the ground by the rope. 2 wire clips were attached to his genitals. The other side was attached to a blue battery box, and they repeatedly electrocuted his genitals and laughed, saying that they would make him impotent. They laid him naked on a bench and tied his legs and feet together so all movement was restricted. A thin cloth was placed over his face, and a policeman held his face in place so he could not move, and another poured water onto the cloth.
पर एक टॉर्चर ना कहने नाल है कि पुलिस ने टॉर्चर किया मे भी कि मैं पिछले जे क्यों डिस्कवरी ते देख रहा सी आस्ट्रेलिया दी वो ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਮਾਂਡੋਜ਼ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਸਟ ਮੈਂ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਕਮਾਂਡੋਜ਼ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਉਹ ਕਮਾਂਡੋ ਨੂੰ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਸਪੈਕਟਰ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੌਰਚਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੈਂਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਮਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੰਗਲ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ 42 ਡੇਜ਼ ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੈਗਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਔਖਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਰਵਾਈਵ ਕਰਕੇ ਲੰਘ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਸਮਝੋ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਰਟ ਆਫ ਲਾਈਫ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਲੰਘਣਾ ਸੀ ਲੰਘ ਗਿਆ
Here are 3 sworn statements by Gabbar Singh, Kulwant Singh, and Rajinder Singh. These statements outline the torture witnessed firsthand to Manpreet by these 3. On the evening of March 5th, Ravinder Garewal was driven to the Delhi airport by Manpreet Singh, Rishpal Muhammad, and Jagdeep Singh as he had a return ticket for the early morning of March 6, 2013, and informed the police that if he did not return on this flight, his family would report him missing.
ਗੱਬਰ
ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਚਲੇ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਿਆ
ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰੋਂ ਮਿਲੇ ਸੀ
ਕੌਣ ਰੋਬਿਨ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ
ਬਾਅਦ ਚੜਾ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ
ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਬਾੜ ਕੇ
ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ 에어ਪੋਰਟ ਤੱਕ ਗਏ
Through the courts, we have obtained call details showing point-by-point movement of the officers involved. Here are the call details of Officer Manpreet Singh showing him leaving from Fatehgarh Sahib on March 5th, where Manpreet and Ravinder were held, traveling to Delhi and returning to Fatehgarh Sahib on March 6th at 4:20 a.m. Also are Ravinder's call details showing his last call at 10:22 p.m. on the night of March 2nd, and with no activity in between until he reaches Delhi airport on the night of March 5th, after the Fatehgarh Sahib police dropped him off at the airport. Here is a copy of his exit stamp on March 5th along with Ravinder's itinerary for his flight.
On the evening of March 7th, SSP Mann demanded Manpreet to pay 1 crore Indian rupees for his release, approximately $200,000 Canadian. He was instructed to only call abroad to arrange the funds. If he was not able to pay the funds, SSP Mann said he would bring his wife and father in and they would be subjected to the same torture he had received. With no obvious choice left, Manpreet arranged the funds through his family via his brother-in-law in Vancouver. A team of Fatehgarh Sahib police, led by Inspector Dalbir Singh Garewal, in a white Ford Endeavour with plate number DL8 CCY 9000 belonging to Olympian Vijinder Singh, and a silver-coloured Innova with a Chandigarh number plate, took Manpreet to Delhi and collected 50 lakhs at approximately 1 a.m. on March 8th at Mokbara Chowk. On March 8th at approximately 1 p.m. the balance 50 lakhs was collected in Ludhiana at Fawada Chowk. Manpreet called his uncle Parmjeet Singh at 1:59 p.m. from Ludhiana, stating he would be home within 30 to 45 minutes. Inspector Dalbir Singh Garewal received a call from SSP Mann at 2:27 p.m. They immediately pulled over and removed the license plates to Vijinder's white Ford Endeavour. Once they returned back to Fatehgarh Sahib police station, Manpreet was asked for another 50 lakhs for his release. He told the police that this was impossible. The following day, he was taken to court.
Now, after taking you on only the first few days of Manpreet's horrifying journey, he was not let go as promised after being tortured and extorted. Manpreet was further implicated in a false case on March 8, 2013 in Mandi Gobindgarh along with Gabbar Singh. They were reported to have been found with 1 kg each of heroin, 20 kgs of chemical powder, and 1 crore rupees. Now let me take you through the call details showing Manpreet's setup by the police to the point where they have falsely implicated him. First, we have Manpreet Singh from CIA showing he was at Manpreet's flat from the night of March 2nd, 2013 until midday March 3rd, 2013. The family has obtained Manpreet's call details to show his phone was off from the night of March 2nd until the night of March 7th, 2013. This is where he placed one call to his uncle Parmjeet Singh. He was in Rajpura on his way to Delhi at the time to collect 50 lakhs. Next, we have on March 8, 2013, he places another call at 1:59 to his uncle once again while he is in Ludhiana. However, the police stated they caught Manpreet on March 8th at 11:30 a.m. and were at the roadblock with him for 8 hours. How is it possible that Manpreet was making a call at 1:59 on the same day in Ludhiana? Next, we have Inspector Dalbir Singh Garewal call details which show him departing from Fatehgarh Sahib on the night of March 7th and headed to Delhi to collect the initial 50 lakhs of ransom. On March 8th, his call details show him in Ludhiana at the same time as Manpreet to collect the remaining 50 lakhs. Next, from all the arresting officers who apparently arrested Manpreet from Mandi Gobindgarh have all call details to show that none of the arresting officers were actually at the roadblock at any point throughout the day in question. The officers involved in this false case were all taking direct orders from SSP Hardyal Singh Mann, who has now been promoted to SSP of Patiala, and received standing ovations for his great work. What is he getting standing ovations for? Implicating innocent people, extorting them for money, torturing them until near death? What else is Punjab going to stand up for and applaud this deceitful man for?
The officers involved are SP Gurpreet Singh, DSP Arshdeep Singh Gill, Inspector Ramandeep Singh, Inspector Sukhveer Singh, Inspector Avtar Singh, Inspector Devinder Attari, Inspector Dalbir Singh Garewal, Raju Singh, Jagrup Singh, Gurbachan Singh, who headed the torture, Randeep Singh, ASI Parmjeet Singh, Chand Prakash, DSP Devinder Singh Brar, Amlo, SHO Sukhdev Singh, Sirhind Police, Pavitr Singh, Talwara Singh, Manpreet Singh, Rashpal Muhammad, Jagdeep Singh, Bhutta Singh, Jaggi, Vijay. There were 2 Billas, a young one and an old one, Rahul, Jaswinder Singh, Jung Singh, Gurmeet Singh, Harnek Singh, and Naranjan Singh from ED Jalandhar.
Manpreet was held in remand until March 30th, 2013. The remand period is where the police keeps the accused to question them. Manpreet was subjected to brutal and humiliating torture day after day until he was transferred to judicial custody at the Napa jail on March 30th. When Manpreet was checked in at the jail, he was given a physical. And in this physical, it shows swelling on Manpreet's left eye and head and blue bruising on the inner thighs. The Canadian consulate asked on several occasions to speak to Manpreet while he was on remand, but they were denied access to him. On April 2nd, the Canadian Embassy in Chandigarh found out Manpreet was in judicial custody and sent a request for consular access. They were not permitted to meet him until April 18th. On this first meeting, Manpreet explained verbally to the consular officer from Chandigarh exactly what had happened to him. She took full notes of his statement, and on May 23, 2013, Manpreet faxed his full written statement to the consular office in Chandigarh. Manpreet's family reached out to many politicians in Canada, which include Diana Blonsky, former Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, Lynn Yellick, current Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, and who have both reached out to Praneeth Kaur, Minister of State of External Affairs, and Vayala Ravri, Minister of Overseas Indian Affairs. The family has also reached out to Jagmeet Singh, Tim Uppal, who further reached out to John Baird, and they've also reached out to Manmeet Buller, Bal Kosal, Parm Gill, and Nina Garewal.
Ravinder Garewal sent out his full statement of events to the following offices on July 2, 2013. ACB Chandigarh, SCB Chandigarh, ACB Delhi, Indian High Commission in Ottawa, Home Minister of India, and Human Rights Punjab. Out of all of these, he received 2 responses: Ministry of Home Affairs addressed to DGP Saini, and Human Rights Punjab addressed to Principal Secretary to the Government of Punjab, to DGP Saini, and to SSP Fatehgarh Sahib. This letter was not addressed to SSP Patiala. It was addressed to SSP Fatehgarh Sahib. However, Ravinder received a response from SSP Hardyal Singh Mann, now SSP Patiala, where he states all these allegations to be false.
In this article, Prakash Badal asked NRIs to bring their children to India and make them study up to class 12 here. He states, "We will provide world-class schools here so that they can remain in touch with their roots. The time is not far when your children will refuse to come to Punjab, so it is your duty to bring them to Punjab now." Well, isn't this what Manpreet was doing? If Prakash Badal is serious of having NRIs settle here with their children, we expect Punjab government to make an example of the Punjab Police so that in the future NRIs and local residents and their children do not feel the pain and suffering that Manpreet's family has.
In this article, Bikram Majithia states, if somebody does anything wrong, he will pay for it. So we have proved without a doubt that SSP Mann and his team are corrupt and have done unspeakable acts to innocent people. So I ask you, Mr. Majithia, what is your plan of action?
SSP Hardyal Singh Mann is intentionally misguiding both the Punjab and central governments, as well as his senior officers, into believing that interference from the outside agencies and governments is not required, as all individuals in this case are guilty. We ask that the Punjab and central governments, as well as outside agencies, such as CBI, get involved. You can all see that Manpreet has been falsely implicated, extorted for money, and brutally tortured. Many other individuals in this case have been falsely implicated, and we all need your help to bring justice to the wrongdoings of SSP Hardyal Singh Mann.
We ask that Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal and Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Badal and the CBI take full action and break this case down for what it truly is.